What's up, crypto fam? Welcome back to another episode. If you guys are new here, we do a giveaway at the beginning of every single episode, and today's winner is Guilherme Rodriguez. Thanks so much for commenting on the previous video, Guilherme. I just sent you some crypto. If you guys want to win on the next video, like this video, comment, and don't forget to subscribe. To dive right in, I got to meet Tron, the lead developer of Ravencoin. He was a really humble guy, and it was a lot of fun to discuss some of the things that were going on in the Ravencoin community. As you guys know, I've been mining Ravencoin for a couple of months now. It's been a really exciting project, and they're just about to release the asset layer. Let's dive into Tron Black's keynote at World CryptoCon about the state of Ravencoin and what's coming.
An idea by Bruce Fenton. He's the former executive director of Bitcoin Foundation. And he posted a Medium post that basically kind of described what he wanted to do. And so, happy birthday to Ravencoin.
Yeah.
Thanks. So, I don't want to offend the Ethereum folk, and this is not intended to, but I think it's ERC20, or it's better. It's like ERC20, but better. The reason I say that, mostly not to disparage Ethereum and the assets that have been built on it, but to explain it very quickly what it's intended to be. Right? People are already aware of ERC20. They're already aware of how the tokens work. You can issue them. You can issue a whole bunch. You can make them represent Sky Miles or CryptoKey. Well, CryptoKey is a bad example because it wasn't that, but make it represent various different assets. So it's just supposed to be easy. So originally, Bitcoin, this is Bitcoin, 21 million coins, 10-minute blocks. Actually, I'll jump into this. So Bitcoin to Ravencoin. Bitcoin was 21 million coins. Ravencoin, 21 billion coins with a B. So 1,000 times the issuance schedule. And the way it does that is with 1-minute blocks, so that gets you 10 times as many. It uses a different mining algorithm. That doesn't get you any more. It just gets you the ability to kind of resist ASIC attack early on, and hopefully a good distribution of miners across a large number of people. And then the other 100x issuances, because the reward is 100 times higher than Bitcoin. So it starts out at 5,000. The schedule for halving is the same as Bitcoin. So every 4 years that will halve. So how many of you know how mining works? Okay. So I'm going to do this really super quick. So basically you have the block header, which has stuff that kind of proves everything that's in the hash. You increment the nonce, which is up in the right-hand corner there, and each time you do, you get a number between 0 and the number of atoms in the known universe, roughly. It's a very close approximation of the size of this number on this number line. You get a different place depending on where you hash. You keep incrementing the nonce, you keep doing that until you find a winner. A winner just is a low number on this number line. So that's how mining works. The only reason I explain this is so I can explain the next part, which is X16R. So this is our mining algorithm. It's a little bit different than SHA-256 or double SHA-256, which is in Bitcoin. We actually had to put the mining code back into Ravencoin because people weren't CPU mining and they pulled it out a long time ago. We put it back in. So how many of you are familiar with X11 or Dash mining? So a few of you. So one of the things that Dash did was they chained 11 algorithms together. So it takes the input, it takes your block hash and puts it in one, and then goes to the next, and it keeps running them through 11 different algorithms. We do the same thing, but we do 16 algorithms, and we do one other thing, which was we change that order every block. But everybody has to change it exactly the same, or this whole thing doesn't work. So what we do is we look at the previous block hash, and if you look down at the bottom, you've got those bytes down at the bottom of the block hash. We basically just run through those. So in that block hash, you can't tamper with it, otherwise it wouldn't have solved a mining the previous block. So it's kind of a tamper-proof way. So So the first one, if it's a 7, uses cube hash. Second one, Shabal, and it goes to A, which is echo. So these are all hashing algorithms. It's chaining the hashes algorithms in this order. Then 0, Blake, etc. I'm not going to go through all these. So basically, that's how it works. It goes through 16 algorithms in some random order based on the previous block hash. So that was one of our, I'll call it innovations. I don't know. We're trying to make Ravencoin ASIC resistant. It's not ASIC proof, but we also will change the algorithm if we find ASICs. So that's one of our goals. So assets, this is the new thing. This is what we've been working on. So the first part, pretty easy. We're copying Bitcoin. Great code, big fans of Bitcoin. We're changing it now to support assets. So we worked on this. Basically for 500 Raven, you can create your own asset with its own name. You get to choose the name as long as it's not chosen already. So we use the same algorithms or similar algorithms that prevent a double spend from somebody creating the same name twice. You create your own name. You get to choose how many tokens you're creating, from 1 to 21 billion, anywhere in between there. You get to choose how divisible it is, from a unit, undivisible, to, which might be good for, I don't know, for something that's not divisible. And then to 8 decimal places, which is the number of decimal places that Bitcoin has. You decide whether it's reissuable. Reissuable says you as the owner can increase the quantity later. If you mark it as not reissuable at any time, it's never reissuable, or you can't ever create any more. You can continue to reissue more as long as that's not set. As soon as you set it to locked or not reissuable, it locks it. And you can also include metadata. Metadata might be an agreement, a white paper, a contact information, whether the token's for sale, something like that. So this is all done. It's on testnet now. It should be activating soon, hopefully. So this is what are assets for? So that's really up to you guys. This is a platform. It's kind of like saying, what is money for, or something like that. It's like the use for you may be some of these things. These are just ideas. Some of them you have to be careful with because some of them might not be legal in the US. For example, doing an agreement or something like that and selling it to people has some rules unless you issue it to certain people and wealthy people or operate under an exemption. But these are all some things that could be used for. Gift cards, rewards programs, energy credits, gold, diamond, software licenses. The tokens are yours, and you get to issue them. You get to move them around like Bitcoin on the blockchain. You get to, there'll be wallets. We'll talk about that in a bit. Sub-assets. So sub-assets, just like assets, but you get the namespace. So let's say you created ABC as an asset name. You can do / and create another one, and they're cheaper to build, and you get the entire namespace, so you can name it anything you want. But other than that, they're exactly like assets. That's also done on testnet. You can play with this stuff right now. Just download the software. It's all open source. Dividends and rewards. This is the ability to take Raven and distribute it pro rata to whoever holds your token. So if you wanted to pay someone based on their membership rights or whatever it is that they, some pro rata amount of whatever your token is, you can pay them using this. This is it's been around for a while. It was in Counterparty. It's just kind of a cool feature. This isn't done yet, but it's coming. Phase 4, we actually did this one already. So creating unique assets. A unique asset is something that if it has a hashtag in it, if you name it with a hashtag in it, because the protocol enforces it, that there's only one of them. So that's just you can use them for different things, for licenses or for game items, things like that. Messaging. So this one's kind of cool, not there yet, but it's what we'll be working on. So messaging is the ability, once you've created a token, it's the ability for you to send a message as the token owner, to send a message to the holders of the token. So we're going to have the clients basically read these messages. The messages will not be on-chain. The messages will be placed in an interplanetary file system, IPFS, and just the hash will be put on-chain. The nice part about IPFS, the way it works, is if you tamper with the hash, it's not there. It's like the hash is the name, so there's no way to kind of tamper with it without it being a different file. Kind of links those two together in kind of a hard way, which is kind of cool. So that's coming. Voting will be the ability to send tokens to your whoever holds your token and say, hey, we're going to vote on this. Do we want to franchise? Do we want to turn these tokens in for something else, something like that? They can send those tokens that you've given to them to different addresses to do their vote, and then it's all kind of visible on chain how they voted and who voted, and not who, sorry. which address voted. So this works like Bitcoin. You know, you don't know who it is behind the address, you know, but it's still secure that way. So one of our goals is cross-platform and easy to use. So that's just a goal. Windows, iOS, Mac, Android, Linux, and web. We are working on all of them. They're in various states. Windows, Mac, and Linux. The core is available. You can download it. You can go to ravencoin.com, ravencoin.org, getraven.org. These are all websites. And you can go to the Play Store or to the Apple Store, App Store to get the iOS and Android versions. So how do you get Ravencoin? So Vault Logic here in the building has an ATM. I just played with it at lunch, and so I bought some Raven at lunch. And you can do that. It's also on Binance. That was just a couple of weeks ago. That was a big deal for us. And CZ tweeted out that, you know, that he tweeted out when he put that on there. I didn't believe it at first. It came in. I was doing a talk in New Hampshire hours later, and it seemed like it might be like a pump and dump, kind of like somebody taking a picture or something. But I verified it, and it was real. Bittrex, Nanex, or Cryptopia. These are other places. Just same ways you can get the other coins. You can get Bitcoin first and trade it. So this is kind of interesting. One of the things that we have that very, very few other coins have is a phenomenal community. The community built this. This is an Asset Explorer. It's live now for testnet, because these are only active on testnet. But this is an Asset Explorer. So this program right here is basically scanning the chain, building a database, and making the asset information available. You can see here, I picked one to take the screenshot, but someone created Raven logo and then put it in a file and added it to IPFS, the Interplanetary File System, and then put that in as its metadata. So they actually put a picture in here. Someone else has put an entire distributed app on here. I did that the other day. There's a Medium article that came out on that. People are already using it and playing with it right now on testnet. The community. This is great. We don't run our own Discord. We don't run our Telegram or our other Discord, which showed up because people got banned from the first one and they built another one. So we don't run these. These are all community things. The wiki community. It's kind of different. I mean, we're not corporate coin. We're an open source project with a lot of stuff happening in the background all around the world. We've had people develop. We've had people fly in on their vacation and come to our office and help develop. We end up hiring that person, but it's just an incredible, incredible project. So that's all I have.
That's it for Tron Black's keynote at World CryptoCon. Don't forget to slap a like on this video if you liked it, and don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you on the next episode of Hack Crypto.